You'll make your way to your mat, and we are going to begin, as always, just lying down. Go ahead and come to the mat, shoulders underneath you, palms up, feet a little bit wider than hip width distance. Let your toes flop open and just breathe here. And thank yourself for making time on the mat for yourself. And we'll just close your eyes and breathe. Go ahead and bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. And feel the gentle rise and fall of your breath. And on your next exhale, once you get all of that air out, we're going to slowly inhale, sealing your lips. Inhale up through your belly button and up through the top of your chest. Imagine that you're breathing all the way to the top of your head. And when you get there, see if you can take one more sip of air and then open your mouth and sigh it out like you're fogging up a mirror. When you get to the bottom again, seal your lips and breathe slowly all the way up to the top of your breath. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Seal your lips and breathe in slowly. When you get to the top of your breath, this time seal your lips and breathe out, keeping that growling at the back of your throat. When you get to the bottom of your breath, breathe all the way up to the top of your breath. And this time, when you get there, hold your breath. And you can count here if you want to, or you can estimate, whatever works best for you. And then exhale when you're ready. And when you get to the bottom of that exhale, hold your breath. And then you will inhale. We'll practice the square breathing on your own for a few rounds. Remember, you'll inhale, hold your breath, exhale, hold your breath. And you can count or you can just estimate, whichever feels best in your body. Your next round, come back to your natural breath and just feel the in and out of your breath through your nose. Go ahead and move your hands back to your side. You can start to wiggle your fingers and toes. And on your next inhale, reach over your head for that good morning stretch and point your toes. And on the exhale, relax back down into the mat. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, relax. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, relax. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, relax into the mat. Inhale, stretch. And on this exhale, bring your knees into your chest. You can grab for opposite wrists. You can give yourself a hug at opposite elbows. Roll around on your back a little bit, massaging your lower back. On your next inhale, send your left leg down and keep your right leg up. If you need a little extra challenge, you can hover that left leg up off the mat. Otherwise, you can just let it rest on the mat. And on the inhale, squeeze your squeeze your knee towards your right armpit on the inhale. On the exhale, let everything go and relax into the mat. Inhale, pull. Exhale, relax. Inhale, pull. Exhale, relax. Let's take some ankle circles. So if you'll point and flex and move your ankles, you can do it with both ankles around in a circle. And then move them in the opposite direction. And you can stop with the rotating, and on your next inhale, bring your knee towards your chest this time. Inhaling in, exhaling, relaxing, inhaling in, pull, exhale, relax. And on your next inhale, send your right leg out to meet your left and give it a stretch. Your right leg might feel a little longer than your left right now, so let's even it out. On your next exhale, bring your knee in, and on your inhale, pull it towards your left armpit. Exhale, relax. Inhale, pull in. Exhale, relax. Inhale, pull. Exhale, relax. And let's take some more ankle twists. Remember, your right leg can be on the ground, or for more of a challenge, you can lift it up. So just rotate that ankle around. Don't forget to keep breathing in and out through your nose, and then rotate the other way. And then send your left leg down to meet your right, and you can take some more good morning stretches. We're going to meet in sitting, so however you want to get there. If you'd like to roll on your spine, you can bring your knees up with your hands behind the thighs. You can rock, giving yourself a really nice, you can take a few of these if it works in your body, and you can massage your spine by rolling up and back. And we'll meet in sitting in a simple cross-legged position, or whatever works for you. If you need to have your legs out in front of you, that's fine. Let's go ahead, and on the inhale, we'll raise our arms up. And on the exhale, let's put that left hand on your left knee and reach behind and look over your shoulder. And let's hold this for a little bit and take a few breaths. And on the inhale, you can twist a little more. And on the exhale, you can relax. So inhaling, chest up, posture really good, looking over your shoulder. And on the exhale, you can relax a little bit. Inhale and exhale. You can take that at your own pace, and we'll hold that, just holding behind us a little bit. On your next inhale, we'll come back to center and stretch. And we'll repeat that on the other side, sending your right hand to your left knee, left hand behind you, looking over your shoulder. Again, on the inhales, you'll feel yourself twisting more, and on the exhale, you can relax a little bit. So inhaling and twisting, exhaling and relaxing. Take that at your own breath, in and out through your nose. Inhale, come back to center and look up. And we'll come back to the center. Let's work on our neck a little bit and shoulders. So you can just relax your hands. I'm going to put mine on my knees, whatever works for you. And just send your neck down towards your chest. It might rest on that, and just hold that. You should feel a good stretch in the back of your neck. And just breathe here in and out through your nose. Try to let those muscles go in the back of your head here. Take your chin and move it towards your left shoulder, keeping it down. You should feel a good stretch. If this hurts, if you feel any shooting pain, just back out, but you hold your neck towards your shoulder here. And breathe. And come back through center. And take a couple of breaths back in the center. And then come to your right shoulder. You should feel a good stretch on the left of your neck. And breathe. And come back to center. And let's take a few very slow neck twists if this works for you. Come all the way around. Tilting back very slowly. Keep breathing all the way around. And when you get back to the center, let's take it the other way. And we'll come back to center. If you find yourself feeling a little dizzy, you can always lower your head. One thing that works also is sometimes you can just put your hand on top of your head if you're feeling dizzy when we do some of those. We're going to meet in standing, so however you get there is fine. This is called mountain pose with your feet about hip width distance apart. Let's stretch up, and you can take a slight back bend if you want. And we'll bring our arms out and very slowly with your knees bent, lean forward. And you can rest your belly on the tops of your thighs, grabbing for opposite elbows. Let your head totally go. If you need to hold on to something, please do. Let your head go. You can sway side to side. You can work on straightening your legs if you like, or not. And just let everything go. Let your shoulders go, let your head go. This is a great relief for your neck and shoulders that we carry around our heavy heads all day. Go ahead and let your arms dangle and come up very, very slowly. Your head will be the last thing to come up. Imagine that you're coming up one vertebrae at a time. And we will stretch again. And we're going to come back down to the mat, this time on our hands and knees. We'll be practicing some of those cats and cows, your hands underneath your shoulders. Remember to claw your hands. You don't ever want to put all of your weight on your palms because that can really damage your wrists. So go ahead and claw those paws there. Tops of your feet are down. And on the inhale, we'll drop our bellies, look up, lift your tail in. And on the exhale, we'll arch our backs. You can come up on your fingertips if you like, or more of an arch like that scared cat, and look at your belly button. And we'll inhale, drop our bellies, lift. Exhale, arch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, that scared cat. Inhale, dog. And we'll meet with a neutral back, and let's move your hips to the right and look over your right shoulder for a good twist here. Coming back through center. And at this point of the practice, you can move any way that you like. If downward dog is in your practice, you can take it here. If not, you can keep doing cats and cows. You can twist. You might feel good to shake your head, yes and no. If you do take downward dog, you can tuck your toes and lift up. If you want to take a flow, you can, or not. Just if you want to walk your dog here, um, just waking up all of those muscles this morning in our bodies. You can work on that. And we are going to meet in sitting with our legs out in front of us. You might need some pillows today. Pillows can be really good props. If you don't have blocks, blocks work as well. But we're gonna, for our forward fold this morning, let's bring our feet together. And if your legs are up like this, you can rest a couple of pillows underneath each one because you don't want them just hanging out in the air. If your legs do come down, if they do meet the mat, then you're fine. Most people, they don't, but you can have a pillow here and a pillow here or a stack of pillows. And we're going to lean forward this morning towards our feet. So let's, with our feet together, and so we're creating this triangle here, we're going to reach up and then just move forward. You can have lots of pillows today because you can stack pillows here to rest your head on if you like when you lean forward. And just breathe. Make sure that you're not clenching your jaw, that you've let your shoulders go, your head go. Everything is relaxing here. Let your neck go. If you're further up, yours might look like this. Just make sure that you have your hands in a comfortable position and you're just letting your head go. You should not be holding on to anything. And you might find yourself melting closer to the ground. slowly come up one vertebrae at a time. You can move your pillows out of the way if you've used them. And we're going to roll over onto our bellies for this next position. And if you'll put your elbows underneath your shoulders, we're just going to hold this for a moment. I promise it's not a long one. We're going to stretch. This is called Sphinx pose. And you can come back down and rest if you want for a moment here. And we'll come back up and just feel that stretch in your lower back. If this does not work for you, just rest and give it a skip. So come back down to the mat and we will put our arms out. And then start to bring your left knee up. And this might be enough of a stretch for you today. We're going to try to stretch our right shoulder. If you want to, you can bring your left hand like a push-up and start to turn. Any amount is fine. So you should start to feel a nice stretch in your right shoulder. If you need more of a stretch, you can kickstand your left leg up so that it's kind of your foot is flat on the ground here and kind of turning back, and you feel a good stretch in your right shoulder. If you feel any shooting pain, of course, back out. I might be demonstrating that on the other side because I still have an injury that I'm recovering from in my left shoulder. So both sides might be different, and that's okay. Again, if this is too much for you, you can practice by having your arm up and just turning a little bit on your side. So whatever amount works on you to get that stretch in your right shoulder, get that blood flow going to your right shoulder. And once you get there, try to relax everything. Relax your shoulders, relax your arm, relax your hands, relax your jaw, and close your eyes and just breathe. Gently unwind and come back to the center, and you can rest here for a moment. We're going to take the same thing on the other side. This side might feel totally different. You can bring your right leg up. This might be enough of a stretch on your shoulder. If you need to stretch more, you can start to use your right hand as a push-up and start to roll over. And this is actually feeling okay in my shoulder. So if you do start to feel any pain, again, remember always back out. You can kickstand your foot up and it can come over, or you can just leave your legs long. You can bend your knees a little bit if you need to. Whatever works in your body, you should feel a good stretch in your right shoulder. Try to let your head relax and everything just relax. Make sure you're not clenching anything anywhere. Let all of your muscles go and breathe through your nose, in and out. Slowly unwind and come back to center. You can rest here for a couple of breaths. And we'll come up and meet in tabletop, however you want to get there. Let's go ahead and stretch the tops of our feet while we're here. If you will tuck your toes under and then start to walk your hands back and come towards your heels. It might be that this is as far as you go. It might be that you can sit back on your heels and come up. You shouldn't feel any shooting pain, but you should feel a good stretch in the tops of your feet. This is always a great thing to do after you're in shoes all day, is to stretch your feet in this way. And I've been in classes sometimes where we hold this for quite a while, and you can come out if you need to. I won't have you hold it too long today, but this is just a good thing that you can practice on your own. You can take a couple minutes and stretch your feet. We'll come back forward and then gently put your feet onto the tops and then come back towards your feet again. This might be as far as you go. If you can sit back on your feet, that's great. You can grab a pillow if you need to sit. If you can't quite get there, that's okay. If you can, and this is comfortable and works for you, you can keep walking your hands back and come up and pop your knees up. And then this really stretches the tops of your feet. That should feel really good. And then you can come back. The next pose, we're going to continue working on shoulders today. The next pose we're going to do is that wide child's pose where we are going to thread the needle. So with the way, have your toes touching and bring your knees as wide as your mat. And then you can sit back towards your feet. Again, you can use pillows anywhere that you need them if you need to have it between your feet and your bottom. A lot of you will probably need a pillow here because we're going to take our left hand in the center of the mat. We're sort of back on our feet, and then we're going to raise that right arm up, and we're going to thread the needle so that right arm is going to go through that keyhole, and then bring your shoulder towards and head towards the mat. If your shoulder does not meet the mat, have a stack of pillows here or a pillow so that it is. You don't want to be hanging out in the air. So we're just going to take that, whatever that looks like in your body. It doesn't matter if you've got pillows up to here, you're still getting that same stretch in your body. So we'll go ahead and go through, come towards the mat, on the mat, or on your pillow. And when you get there, your left arm can just relax. You should feel a good stretch in your side. You should feel a good stretch in your shoulder where it's meeting the pillow or the mat. Let your head, neck, and shoulders go. See if you can close your eyes and just breathe here. go ahead and unwind, and we're going to repeat that on the other side. If you need to take a moment to come up and stretch a little bit, you can. We're going to have our toes touching, knees out wide again. This time, your right arm will be in the center, and we'll stretch up and bring our left through. Again, use pillows if you need to, if your shoulder does not meet the mat, and you'll come through. And so if your shoulder needs to be on something and we're stretched through, your right hand can just rest wherever it feels comfortable. And just breathe. Let your shoulders go. Let your jaw go. Make sure you're not clenching in your knees or your thighs. Just let everything go like you're melting into the earth. And don't forget to breathe in and out through your nose. Gently unwind. And if you have a wall handy, make yourself move yourself towards your wall. If not, you can practice this next one on your back in the middle of your mat, and I'll demonstrate both. This is our figure 4. So if you have a wall handy, get your bottom as close as you can to the wall, and then you'll send your legs um, up the wall. If you're in the middle of the room, on your back, you'll bring your foot to the mat and bring your right leg up and over, and you'll put your hands through that keyhole and hold on to your knee here. If you're at the wall, like I am, make sure if you've scooted away from the wall, get your bottom as close as you can, and you'll cross your right leg over. And then you can have your arms just at your side and gently walk your leg down the wall. So either way, you get that same stretch. If you're on the floor, make sure your elbow is like right in your knee here, and you'll just relax your shoulders and close your eyes and breathe. You should feel a good stretch in your right hip. Again, if there's any shooting pain, walk yourself back out. And you can just take a little bit of the pose or none of the pose if you need in your body. You can just take rest at any time that something doesn't work in your body. So go ahead, you might find yourself melting more deeply into this as you go. So close your eyes and breathe. Make sure your shoulders are totally relaxed. Make sure your tongue is off the roof of your mouth and that your jaw is relaxed, and breathe. Go ahead and unwind. If you're on the floor, you can stretch out. If you're at the wall, you can send both your legs up the wall. Again, if you scooch away from the wall, you can scooch a little closer. This time we're going to cross our left leg over. If you're on the floor, you'll have your foot up and you'll put your hands through, clasping your hands on your right shin this time with your left elbow in behind your knee. If you're at the wall like I am, left foot over with your leg bent, and you'll just start to gently walk your right leg down. You might find as you practice this in either pose that you might find yourself just melting a little bit more with the gravity as you go. Try to keep that sense of stillness, though. That really gets into our fascia, the connective tissue, just giving it a good stretch there. And just breathe here. Just relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, relax your legs. Just let gravity do its thing as you melt into the mat. Go ahead and gently unwind. If you're at the wall, you can stretch your legs up. If you're on the floor, just stretch. If you're at the wall, you can turn and move through that yogi fetal position for a moment. We're going to meet on our back. So if you're practicing in the middle of the floor, you're already in the right space. So go ahead, bring yourself to the mat and go ahead and scoot your hips a little bit to the left and bring your knees in, arms out, and go ahead and start to move your legs towards the mat. Again, if you're use a pillow. If your knees do not come down, you don't want to be hanging out in the air. You can go ahead and use a pillow here. If you need more of a stretch, because we've all stretched out, You can cross your left leg over your right and bring down that way, whatever works for you. Your left shoulder should not be popping off the mat. So if it is, back out and use a pillow for whichever way you are practicing this. If it works in your neck and shoulders, go ahead and your knees are out to the right, and you're going to take your head and twist and look at your left hand and just hold this twist. You should feel a good stretch in your left side here. Go ahead and come back, unwind, and come back to the center. This time, shift your hips a little bit to the right, bringing your legs up into your chest. Again, same options that we had on the other side. Slowly move your legs to the left this time. If you want to cross your right leg over, you can. Again, your right shoulder this time should not pop up. So if it does, make sure that you're using pillow or pillows to meet so that your legs are making contact with something. This time, if it works in your neck and shoulders, turn and look at your right palm and feel a good stretch in your right side this time. Make sure you're relaxed totally. Let your hips go, let your legs go, let your arms go, and just breathe here. Slowly unwind and we'll come back to center. You can take any stretches that you want here. A really good one coming up, rolling on your back. You can take your feet up like you're flat footed on the ceiling with your knees as wide as your shoulders. You can reach for your shins. If you can reach your feet, you can. This is called Happy Baby, and you can roll around a little bit. might feel good to stretch your legs a little bit, whatever feels good to you before we move into our final Shavasana. If you want to move back up to the wall, you can with your legs up the wall. I'm going to just like we began in class, go ahead and just settle into the mat. You might notice if you feel a little different than you did at the beginning of class, hopefully. And just relax and close your eyes and breathe here. Let your toes just flop open towards the corners of your mat. Let your hands relax, palms up or down, whichever feels most comfortable in your body. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, relax your eyebrows. Just melt into the ground and breathe. Go ahead and wiggle your fingers and toes, and then bringing your knees up, roll to your favorite side, using your bottom arm, the pillow. This is a yogi fetal position. And just breathe here, checking out how you feel. And you can stay here, or when you're ready, you can come up and we'll meet in a seated position. You're always welcome to stay in Shavasana at the end of class, or you can rest. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me today. And I bow to you. Let all creatures live in peace. Om Shanti. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
Trying to figure out. There we go.